Grabe kabayan, Wimbledon is giving us the kind of tennis story that feels almost too dramatic to be real. The All England club has always been famous for surprises, heartbreaks, legends, and moments that suddenly change the direction of a player's career. But in 2026, the grass courts are not just rewriting the script. They are giving the Philippines a moment that tennis fans back home will remember for a very, very long time. We are now deep into the second week of the championships. At this stage, the easy matches are gone, the pressure is heavier, the crowd noise feels louder, and every point carries the weight of history. But among all the big names, all the rivalries, and all the storylines still alive at Wimbledon, one match has suddenly become impossible to ignore. On Monday, July 6th, 21-year-old Alex Eala, the Philippines' rising tennis force and the tournament's 29th seed, walks back onto the Wimbledon grass for a round of 16 battle against Italy's experienced 13th seed, Jasmine Paolini. And this is not just another fourth-round match. Not for Alex, not for Filipino tennis, not for the millions watching from the Philippines, waiting to see if this dream run can go even further. To understand why this match feels so big, you have to go back to what happened just hours before. Because what Alex Eala did on center court was not just a win. It was a statement. A declaration. A moment that made the tennis world stop and say, wait, this young Filipina is not just here to participate. She is here to shake the entire draw. Across the net was Iga Swiatek, the world #1, the defending Wimbledon champion, and one of the most feared players in women's tennis. Iga had looked almost untouchable. Her defense was world-class. Her intensity was scary, and her ability to turn pressure into dominance had broken so many opponents before. But Alex Eala did not come in looking scared. She did not play like someone who was just grateful to be on center court. She stepped in, took the ball early, trusted her weapons, and went straight at the champion. And when the final ball flew out, when the scoreboard showed 7-6, 6-2 in Alex Eala's favor, center court froze for one tiny second. Then everything exploded. Fans stood up. Commentators were stunned. And somewhere across the Philippines, from Manila to Cebu, from Davao to every Filipino community watching abroad, people felt something shift. This was not just a tennis result. This was history wearing the Philippine flag. Alex Eala became the first player from the Philippines ever to reach the second week of a Grand Slam singles draw. Let that sink in for a moment. The Philippines has always been a nation of passionate sports fans. We have celebrated boxers, basketball heroes, Olympic medalists, and world-class athletes across different sports. But in Grand Slam tennis, no Filipino had ever gone this deep in a singles draw. Not once. Until Alex Eala made it happen at the most prestigious tournament in the world. But here is the important part. This was not luck. This was not one of those matches where the favorite simply collapsed. This was a masterclass from Alex. From the first set alone, you could already feel this was going to be different. For 84 intense minutes, Alex and Iga traded pressure like two players fighting for something bigger than just a scoreboard. Iga broke first and moved ahead 2-1, looking every bit like the champion everyone expected her to be. Against a player like that, on that court, many young players would have tightened up. They would have gone passive. They would have started hoping for mistakes. Alex did the opposite. She broke straight back. She stayed aggressive. She kept pushing. Then she worked her way into a 5-3 lead, and suddenly the entire atmosphere changed. People in the stadium began to realize this was not just a brave underdog moment. Alex was really threatening the world #1. Of course, Iga Swiatek is Iga Swiatek for a reason. She fought back with heavy forehands, incredible court coverage, and that champion's refusal to go away. She forced the opening set into a tiebreak, and that was the exact kind of moment where most Cinderella stories start to collapse. The tension was brutal. Every rally felt like it could decide the entire match. Iga reached 2 set points, just one clean strike away from taking control and possibly crushing Alex's momentum, but Alex did not blink. Instead of becoming careful, instead of just pushing the ball back and praying, she kept attacking. She trusted her game in the biggest moment of her young career. She saved both set points. She absorbed the pressure. And after an exhausting, nerve-shaking tiebreak, she finally took it 11-9 when Iga pushed a forehand long. That was the moment the match changed. You could almost feel it. Alex had not only won the set, she had won the mental battle. After surviving that 84-minute first set, Alex came into the second set looking free. Not nervous. Not overwhelmed. Free. She broke Iga immediately, raced to a 4-0 lead, and refused to let the defending champion breathe. Her returns landed deep. Her passing shots were sharp and perfectly timed. Her left-handed patterns pulled Iga out of position again and again. Her serve kept giving her breathing room whenever danger appeared. Even at the end, Iga still made one last push. Champions always do. In the final game, Alex had to save 4 break points. 4 chances for Iga to drag herself back into the match and make everyone nervous again. But Alex erased every single one. Then, on her 3rd match point, she finished the job with a stunning forehand winner. Not a lucky point. Not a nervous mistake from the other side. A winner. A brave, clean, fearless winner. The numbers backed up what the eyes already saw. Alex finished with 24 winners and only 21 unforced errors, the kind of balance you need when facing one of the best defensive players in the sport. Iga, forced to hit bigger and take more risks because Alex kept dictating rallies, ended with 44 unforced errors. That stat tells the truth. Alex was not just surviving. She was making the world #1 uncomfortable, and here is another layer that makes this even more interesting. This was already Alex Eala's 2nd win over Iga Świątek in 3 meetings. The first one, in Miami 16 months earlier, looked like a stunning upset at the time. People could say, maybe it was just one of those days. But now, after beating Iga again on the biggest tennis stage on earth, it does not feel like a random surprise anymore. It feels like the beginning of something serious. Maybe even the start of a real rivalry. But Wimbledon does not allow anyone to celebrate for too long. The next challenge arrives fast, and this one is dangerous in a very different way. Jasmine Paolini is not the type of player who simply sneaks through a tournament. While everyone was busy talking about Alex's incredible win over Iga, Paolini was quietly delivering one of the most dominant performances of the tournament. She crushed Maria Sakkari 6-1, 6-2 in straight sets, and the performance was almost scary because of how clean and efficient it was. Paolini's footwork looked sharp. Her top-spin ground strokes controlled rallies from the very first shot. She won 84% of her first serve points, faced only 2 break points in the entire match, saved both, and broke Sakkari's serve 4 times. Her returns were deep, aggressive, and uncomfortable. She gave Sakkari no rhythm, no space, and almost no hope. And that is why Monday's match is so fascinating. Alex Eala comes in with history, emotion, and the biggest win of her career behind her. Jasmine Paolini comes in with experience, discipline, and one of the cleanest performances of the draw. On one side, you have the fearless 21-year-old Filipina, who is playing with fire, belief, and the support of a whole nation. On the other side, you have an experienced Italian player, a former Grand Slam finalist, someone who already knows what the second week of a major feels like. This is youth versus experience, power versus persistence, first strike aggression versus relentless consistency. Both players are confident. Both are playing high-level grass-court tennis. And both have every reason to believe they can win. Their previous meeting earlier this season in Dubai went Alex's way, 6-1, 7-6. Back then, she imposed her powerful left-handed baseline game early and showed she could handle Paolini's speed and consistency. But Dubai was hard court in February. This is Wimbledon grass in July, and grass changes everything. The ball stays lower. It skids faster. Reactions have to be quicker. Footwork has to be more precise. You cannot just muscle your way through points. Every shot has to be decided a split second earlier. Paolini has already shown that she has adapted beautifully to the surface. Some people thought her heavy topspin game might struggle on grass, but she has adjusted. She is taking the ball earlier. She is flattening out her shots when the chance is there. And because her court coverage is so good, she can turn defense into offense again and again. She gets to balls that would be winners against most players. She forces opponents to hit one extra shot, then another, until frustration starts to build. That will be one of the biggest tests for Alex. Her formula has been clear throughout this run. Stay aggressive. Strike first. Trust the instincts. Use the left-handed serve to pull opponents wide, then open the court for the next shot. Against Iga, her serve was a major weapon. She won 73% of her first serve points and saved 8 of 11 break points. Against Paolini, that same efficiency will be crucial because Jasmine is one of the best returners on the tour. She will stand close, cut off angles, block returns through the middle, and try to take away the wide patterns Alex loves to use. The baseline rallies could be beautiful to watch. Alex loves building points with.